that gets you out of the whirlpool of this is happening to me,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
it expands you and expands your view of the world.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to break it down, but I'll break it to you, but we're all going to die. And
Yeah, one way or
as
another. And it can be
yes,
now,
and
it can be later. So we don't know exactly when it's gonna be. So that's why every single day counts and never leave the same day twice. And always remember that there might be somebody stressing and suffering 10 times more than you, or maybe somebody's doing much better than you. But there's a little person different than you everywhere in the world right now. So also I was thinking another way, like I love doing Headspace, and there's another app who are great for meditation, and they have a voice, the guidance, all this, and they have steps, and they're really cheap. Some are free, and people can do, and they like also help you with the breathing like techniques, which are really good, and they always tell you one great thing that really works for me. I love to do that is as soon as you get into that thought of stress, or you get out of your mind, or you start any type of thoughts that kind of gets you there where you start stressing or worrying, then stop it. So they always tell you like come back to the present. um Stop letting your mind wander. And because as soon as you can stop that first moment, then you can be back right now, right, in this moment. So
yeah, it's some for some people it's not as easy as just to stop in
yeah,
their
it's not.
thought, and the trick to do that is come back to the body, because
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
body is the one that at the moment of panic or worry issue like creating those chemicals. So
Yeah.
calming down the body to reduce the cortisol level
Relax.
and
Yeah. Because
relaxing.
if your
Yeah.
body is under any type of chemical substance, it's really hard to kind of control anything. A lot of people are like under addictions or alcohol or any, or maybe they're going through treatments and they just don't have that control, that mind control, or it takes over their body. Sometimes the pain takes over the body too. So yeah, we are like in different space, in our mind. So another thing that is that if we realize and all the doubts and all the worry usually never happen. It's another thing people always say, like 90% of the things you worry about never actually happen. Once you actually realize and it's a fact, then you can stop. Because a lot of time we start worrying and stressing about things we like don't need to worry about. And I know it's hard to control sometimes, but that could be a tip to help some people are starting to worry about what's going to happen, and all this. But I think now with the vaccine, uh, I think people are starting to feel better, and I think there is a hope, and things are going to get back to normal. What do you think?
I will not comment on this question.
Okay. All right. So it was so great to have you. And they can find you. You have a website,
Yes,
and where else can they find you?
you can find me on anastasiagrace.com or Facebook Freedom at Anastasia Grace Coaching. I am on Instagram, Anastasia Grace, now on Clubhouse, Anastasia Grace, and I do have weekly show on love and relationships where we talk about relationships
That's nice. I
as
like
your
that.
spiritual journey. Yeah, that's a beautiful, that's the topic that I love very, very much. And I do teach people to come back to their um, self love, self responsibility, self honor, and inner power, because when you are empowered within yourself, you see the world differently. You see different agendas, and you see different forces around you, and you can have an educated decision about your choices and your life, what is good for you, For example, for myself personally, I will not take vaccine. That's because that's my, and I'm a sovereign in my body, in my mind, in my decisions, and my relationship with self. And when we have this level of sovereignty and self responsibility, we can make decisions that are good for us and not that are good for.
Yeah, and you're right. And there's people who just don't know how to make this decision, and that's why they kind of feel trapped because they're like, "Ugh, I don't know, should I?" And I was in the same package for years when I was so low. My self-esteem was so low that I could not make decision because I had some bad ones and they got me into a lot of trouble. And then because of that, I was not even aware until I came to, self-discovery and rebuilt my self-esteem. I did not even know when I had a problem making decision. It took me a few months to finally realize that I had a trouble and I was stuck. And the people that I was stuck, like I didn't know how to make the decision because I had that negative vibe telling me that it was going to
Yeah.
be a bad decision.
Yes, so that's what you're talking about is the trust with yourself. And when you know yourself so well, then you can trust. And also self-forgiveness. The self-forgiveness is the first step to
Yeah,
let go of that past and past mistakes, to understand there's no mistakes, there's only feedback. There are no failures. You take a certain
that's
step.
really positive when you say that
Yeah,
because by hearing that, people will be like, really? There's no failure? Oh, so I can't fail. So it's okay. And that's something to really understand. Like, be like, okay, so you can either pick right or left and you're okay, no matter what. It's going to get you somewhere. It's going to bring you
absolutely.
something. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
get connected. I'm always happy to answer any questions, and yeah, join during the courses, during the talks. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.